So you're providing tailored solutions for trainers all over the world, helping them reach their goals. I love how you compared it to the music business. I myself actually ran an independent record label for 6 years.
Yeah.
And one of the things we always look to do is how can we maximize this album release or this single? And one of the things that I feel artists don't realize these days is that you have a very short shelf life with any project that you release. So how are you able to maximize that single or that album? And it's really about having consistent quality content around the release, which is something that we talked about on our first call is a content calendar. And Troy Carter, one of my biggest mentors.
Adam Factory,
shouts to Troy, shouts to Spotify. Troy, the first time I met him is, he's telling me about Lady Gaga's release schedule. And he would take out a calendar, a CVS calendar, and essentially know on hard dates what's coming out, when it's coming out, what piece of content is now going to help this single. And to me, that was one of the most inspiring pieces of advice because it doesn't just apply to the music business. It applies to Trainersvault.
Yeah.
It applies to Hawke Media. Yeah. It applies to your food or beverage company, whatever industry you're in. If you're not the thought leader and you're not controlling the narrative, people forget. People move on. And you see artists shoot to the top of iTunes or Song of the Day on Spotify. What do they do after that momentum that they've created for themselves?
Totally.
And I think you have a very clear vision of what you're doing with Trainersvault. And as long as we continue to share the same vision, I think Hawke Media will be a great partner for you.
Yeah. I mean, to expand on it, and it's no offense to the trainers, right? It's no discredit to what they've been able to do, but they've never been forced to think like this, right? And when you think about the fitness industry, I mean, it's been very lucrative, but only a small percentage of people that have participated in the industry kind of got it, which is Hollywood, right? So, it's our job to teach this to trainers around the world, right? Because there's no reason why you have micro and macro influencers and they're not able to literally disintermediate the industry as we know it. So it's really exciting to see it. And also, like our value proposition to them really is, hey, we're building a new ecosystem, brand new ecosystem. That's the way we think and assess it when we think about it in a very critical perspective. New ecosystem as opposed to giving away all this content for free on social to build your brands. Why don't you put a paywall over it and work with the platform that's going to make sure that the user experience is second to none for your consumers and your audience, but it's also going to pay you in a way that's very sustainable. So you're not having to give everything away for free, and you're also able to create and deliver it in a way that people really appreciate and go, wow, I never thought that I could experience this in such a manner.
So on your website right now, there's all these different sections that from payment to classes to can you tell me more about those kind of different channels?
Trainers are able to do invoicing for their one-on-one clients. They're able to sell tickets to their classes, very similar to like Eventbrite type experience. And then, the thing that is really amazing is they're able to kind of have their own YouTube channels where they're able to upload videos and package them and say, here's your 30-day workout program, $9.99, or it's going to come with this workout calendar and it's going to come with a meal plan. It's just a very easy way to streamline this shit. Because when you think about it, a lot of trainers got big overnight because of social media, and the first thing they did was hire an assistant. And they only did it because their inboxes were flooded with requests or payments, and they needed to figure out a way to manage the direct messaging and the inbox, the overflow of messages, the booking requests in their email, and their PayPal payments.
Right.
And then when you add this digital media layer to it, it's, okay, I have 500 people that want to have access to these 30 videos I've created. How do I get it to them? How do you email 500 people 30 videos over the course of 30 days, accept their payments? It's just a very broken user experience and model. So That's what we offer.
So you just touched on email. Email is one of the strongest converters for us at Hawke. We work with platforms like Klaviyo, MailChimp. It really depends on what is the best ESP, email service provider, for the client.
Pretty good for
MailChimp's great for the data collection side. You can understand open rates. My email is actually reaching the recipients that I'm targeting. Tell me more about the email marketing efforts for the trainer and for Trainersvault.
Well, to be 100% honest with you, we've been very fortunate in our growth, but we have not exercised any practices around email marketing to date.
Man.
So that's why we're so excited.
You're in the right place
to just have all of these things lined up with Hawke Media. Our growth has been truly organic, and that's really because we built a platform and a product that forced us, to be released with some of the biggest influencers. So we couldn't be bashful or shameful about the product we released, but it also forced us to create something that was really going to be utilized from day one. So
amazing.
It's just totally organic growth.
Yeah, well, some of the email definitely is something we should discuss in more detail. And we've had clients with us just on email for over 2 years because they understand the importance of the data mining within email.
Right.
Are my call to action buttons in the right place? Adjusting a blonde to a brunette or vice versa.
Right.
Maybe the difference from getting higher click through from the email back to the website. We never pretend to know exactly what our efforts are going to do from marketing, but with the backing of data and supporting, this is working better from A/B testing these subject titles to the creative. That's what makes us a great partner. It's not about the promises, it's about the approach, and it's about the support of data in any marketing initiative. Things like landing pages where you can test the different creatives and the placements and use heat maps to see where people are taking their eyes on the page, which is essentially the mouse. To me, it's been an eye-opening experience because I came from an athletic apparel company, which I'd love to talk to you about as well if there's any sort of synergies with apparel and these trainers. But our apparel company ultimately failed because we didn't understand how to acquire a customer on a digital level. And then once you get them into the sales funnel, how are you able to eventually convert that customer, turn them into a customer, and then create lifetime value? Are they going to shop again? So to that point, I'd love to know, trainers all over the world are being approached by apparel startups. What is the connection with athletic apparel and Trainersvault? And is there an opportunity for an exclusive agreement, or would you not do that?
Yeah, well, we actually represent a lot of those trainers that use our platform now, and they all have their various creative directions and products that they naturally endorse, and we're able to, secure deals for them with those brands. And some of those brands have been apparel companies. We've worked with a few. One of the ones that we've been trying to secure lately is a partnership with Ivy Park, which is Beyonce's fitness line. And it's really just all about looking at their apparel and matching the right partner, being the trainer with them, considering
back to your narrative point. You don't want to connect the wrong brand with the wrong influencer, micro or macro.
No,
has to be a good fit.
Yeah. Our true value proposition, as we try to dig out this moat over time, is to really get personal trainers to a point all around the world where they are superstars. And so someone's going to have to make that investment in educating and nurturing and teaching them how to build their brands, right?
And a huge part of that is the ancillary revenue that they can create for themselves with, even a 10 to 50,000 follower community. We're always looking in terms of that engagement. Are they clicking through if there's a promo code? And what is the call to action from that micro influencer? I think we've covered some amazing stuff today, and you and I are going to have a few more conversations about some of the recommendations that I would have in the immediate future. And then I want to learn more about your long-term goals.
Yeah, totally.
Where do you see Trainersvault 2 years from now? Have you sold the company? Are you still scaling it? But I want to thank you for just being an amazing entrepreneur in that you represent what I represent. We took a chance, we took a risk, and I think it's paying off for the both of us. So thank you so much for coming by.
My pleasure.
Appreciate meeting you. And that will conclude our episode from Live from the Nest. Check out trainersvault.com. Thank you again, Courtney.
My pleasure.
Amazing conversation.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Adios.